stream. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How is everyone doing today? We're back after the weekend. With me is 𝗕𝗃𝗃𝗧𝗠, and today our goal is single-handedly trying to pass immediately the breakout 100k account challenge. The king just shared a setup in the inner circle. We're agreeing on the setup, which is pretty epic and pretty magical as well. As you can see, my line here at the 65.2k region is perfectly lining up. So this is gonna be the trade. We just entered the trade as well. As you can see on the breakout account, it's down $88. That's basically the fees. I think it's genuinely completely break even because we're in a 3.85 Bitcoin position, which means it's half of the available quantity. And yeah, how has everyone's weekend been? How is everyone doing? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. This challenge sounds great. Yeah, guys, it's gonna be an epic challenge, especially if this plays out. How are you feeling today, King?
Feeling excited.
You're looking sexy, huh? Yalla yalla.
Are you guys ready to make some money?
Oh, I hope, man.
I hope they bought some funded accounts before we started the stream.
I hope so as well. So guys, today we're trading on Breakout. Use code Chento at checkout to make chance of winning one of the 5 100k accounts that we have the privilege of getting away. Screen is stretched in a weird ways and can't read it. You go long or short? I'm short. I just said it as well. It's a short. And the short is... yeah, well, basically just entered. I cannot rescale the screen right now. I can't do it. Guys, do I genuinely have to start typing this again? Let me get my pencil out. This should do it, right? I think that should cut it. Nasdaq and S&P are breaking out. Yeah, they might as well. Because, well, they're severely irrational. They have the tendency to do that. Let's get on the liquidation heat map. Let's switch this off. Going for this one. 30 seconds. Let's see where the liquidity is resigning right now. What is your stop loss? I can't read. What's your SL? I can't see. Bro, you type in 20 seconds. You ask 2 times the same question. It's not a good day for that, my friend. Can't see the price numbers. Oh my god. Okay, I can't make it clearer than this on the screen. The next person that asks me, it's
you know what's funny? We have the same target.
Nice. Really? Yeah. And the thing is, we don't look at each other's screens, right? And the reason for not looking at each other's screens is because we have a different system and it's nice to find confluence between them. So both of us do our own stuff and we do it completely different. So yeah, that's interesting.
And overall, all the dots connect.
Yeah. So talk to me. What are you seeing and why do you think we should go down? Because I have my clear reasons for it. I think we're, again, overly pressured. I'm just switching the music in the meantime.
It's just all the patterns going to the downside, to be honest. If you look how the structure is going to the downside, if you go to the 4 hour, you don't really see on the leg to the downside more than 2 green candles.
Yes.
And if you that is just so much pressure to the downside. As long as this 4 hour we in closes below the body closes below 60 64,800. We still very bearish, so we could just go down from here. Otherwise, if we're gonna stay above, we might just go to 66,600.
Yes, but then we're already out of the trade. Can you guys hear the music, by the way?
No, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're just giving them the long-term vision.
Yeah, so me and how much BTC are you selling on the breakout challenge?
I think it's 3 point.
So it's half what we can. As you can see, it's contemplating around the the entry right now. So it's Chento friending a new friend. You guys good? Yeah, we're good. We're chilling. It's liquidity is mostly wiped. Look at how they're rebuilding this liquidity already. I would be surprised if they're not gonna take it all the way towards 63.8. It's such a noticeable level as well. But if I look at flow X on the right, it's interesting to see how many times they keep buying up this level. And it looks like they're actually actively trying to hold it here. Let me refresh this just to get a better overview of what the money flow is doing as of now. Money flow is bullish across the board with almost 450 million positive influx. Logical 50 million liquidated in shorts again in the last 4 hours, and yet again they're holding this level, which seems like it's trying to form some sort of a support. Can't see on screen to squeeze. It's your fucking problem. I'm gonna be genuine with you, Chris mate. It's absolutely your goddamn fucking problem.
If you look on the 5 seconds, I see all the liquidity is building to push to the downside. It's
Yes,
like it's
100%.
sneaking to the downside slowly, you know, it's just like without anyone seeing, and then boom,
Yes,
it's just gonna
they
go
might
down.
snap it back. Listen, a pre-market bump like this, where Asia opened bearish, London reversed it, New York is always tricky. But honestly, I'm feeling this short, man. It's the only trade right now that is making sense. We've liquidated 50 million. We went to the upside. We've taken the liquidity. It's time to come back home, Bitcoin. It's genuinely time to come back to where you belong, and that is in hell. What?
It's more than Friday. Friday was dead, to be honest.
Friday was horrendous.
Did any one of you here take the long that we gave you guys on Friday? It went up like 1 to 16. We gave you on the live. Anyone took it?
Yeah, and it was exponential at a move.
It was a beautiful move. That was the low.
And that during a bank holiday. But it's a Friday pump, weekend consolidation. It's if we talk about behavior that I don't trust, that is definitely in my top one, man.
We gave them an entry for a long and a short, actually.
Yes, we did.
And it worked out perfect. We spoke about hedging, how you guys should hedge it. And I hope you guys made some money.
So what are you guys trading? How was the weekend? Did everyone survive, or did you guys be stubborn and actually open positions yourself as well? So I did not make any money this weekend. The wife went shopping. Oh man, that doesn't help. I don't know that feeling, luckily, but I can imagine that's brutal. We can't help it. We push buttons. What button did you push, buddy? By the way, there are already 300 beautiful people watching this live stream. What about we just all hit the like button as well? Because you guys are definitely not afraid to ask questions. So I know you are good with buttons and typing and everything. So I think it's pretty feasible to press the like button, right? Well, I don't think that I see a little bit of a discrepancy between the price of Bitcoin on breakout and on FlowX.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slight deviation.
It happens across all brokers, actually.
Yeah, it is.
You never get the same price.
No, you don't get the same price. Let's see where the liquidations are at. Where did my text go, by the way? That's interesting.
Look at this beautiful trade we sent this morning on the Discord. Currently up 1 to 8. The target is 1 to 10.75.
Really?
But it missed my personal entry by half a point. A lot of people got in because they use another broker. So
that is the issue.
Man, it's so upsetting.
Yeah. But that's what happens, right? That's what spread does. That's what brokerage does. It's part of the game, I guess. You could say I got liquidated, some fraud and spoon, so 80% of my money in my bank account. Not fun. Bro, that sounds rough as hell. Are you okay? What happened? No, that's not nice. Are we shorting or longing? Are you fucking blind?
Brother,
bro,
read the screen.
Yeah, like, come on, man. My advice to you would be not to trade. Just stop pressing any buttons at all, please. For the sake of humanity and for yourself. It's a pretty interesting buyback again, huh? It's not even accumulating. It's just vertically fucking off.
Yeah. It's like the buyers and the sellers are agreeing on the same price. No, everyone is scared, you know?
Yeah, but yet we pumped again a couple of percent this morning. I don't think that they're necessarily that much in an agreement. What intrigues me is how fast the liquidity keeps building up to the downside. And especially that most of the move, also if I look from a daily perspective, a lot has already happened in the day without that we actually did something. Let's get this slightly out of the way. So, Saturday, Sunday. So yesterday evening, at Monday 12, we opened 3.19% lower. I think a 3.19% move for the Monday to the upside is already, that's pretty severe. That's actually pretty severe. I think that's 1.5 times the mean of the last months.
To be honest, the market for the day is overextended, so it got to push down. The movement for the day expected is already done, which is 1,700 and...
Yeah. New York follows the London move, yes. But the probability of New York following London dramatically increases if Asia is in an agreement as well. And Asia ranged in the range low and in the mid-range. London is the one that actually did the pushing. Look, so what happened is Asia opened very low, right? Asia set a high, and this high was set around 2 in the morning, so which is actually around Asia opening. Then the Asian session itself done back. Let me get the indicator on so you can see the sessions. The session indicators. As you can see, the Asia session itself went down, pushed back up, and went to consolidate in the mid-range. London session is the one that did the pushing. Asia wasn't the one that did the pushing. After Asia closed, London waited until almost the end of the range and later into the session before giving the actual move. And that is very, very, very important to understand who is doing the pushing and who is doing the actual move. Amount of retail in this chat is insane. Yeah. That's why we're here, I guess. Guys, 96 likes, 300 people in here. Let's get it to at least 150 likes. Give the likes up for the king.
Yeah, come on,
Zule!
guys. Where's the likes?
Yeah.
If you guys bring it up to 150, I'll give you some entries on some other pairs.
Oh, God.
If you guys are interested.
What's your favorite food?
Man, they ask me that all the time on 𝗙𝗃𝗄𝗧. On the other channel, 𝗙𝗃𝗄𝗧, when we stream.
Really?
They ask me that all the time. What's your favorite food? Butter chicken.
Butter chicken. That's crazy. Bitcoin's hovering, man. I'm curious to see. This is going to be a spectacular opening, especially after Friday. We have the bank holiday. We have a lot of data to take in again. The Strait of Hormuz is having full bipolar syndrome. I think that they need to get it checked, man. That thing is as bipolar as it gets. It just... it's hectic. I think this is going to be a very hectic opening, or it's going to be an absolute pile of nothing and nothing in between.
I think we're just going to pass the account on the opening, to be honest.
That
the
would be
next
great.
15 minutes, it's very interesting.
The next 15 minutes is going to be hectic. Let's set this one up so we have the scanner. Hello? Can we also get some numbers with that, please? Can I have it with the side of working? So euro is dropping, the dollar is rising, which is, you know, what could go wrong, right? The dollar is up, the euro is down, oil is down, gold is down, the VIX is spiking up, you know? What could go wrong?
I think the dollar is just going to continue to the upside, to be honest.
It should. Listen, in contrary of what everyone is saying and everyone is thinking, the economic recession and the economic crisis is far from averted yet, right? So, in my opinion, they're just trying to delay execution and delay the actual impact of everything that is happening. Same as, it's crazy that markets now choose their own response to certain news. Oh, the war's over, we have a peace deal. Oh, Israel's bombing Lebanon again. I think I did a post about it last week on X. There were 38 instances where Donald Trump threatened Iran, or the Strait of Hormuz close and open again. 38 instances. Guys, this thing, we might as well add opening hours to it on Google. Like, come on. Leave a Google review, you know, post a like, 1-star rating, because it keeps fucking up every order that we give it. But it's really cute. I've never seen financial markets this tense, this trigger happy on everything that happens. It's, you know, it's nothing, boink, nothing. It's all exponential moves.
But you know what that tells you? These guys that making all these announcements, they have guys in the background.
The insider trading.
100%.
Yeah,
that's all what it is. It's all about money. Wars is all about money. Everyone is like, what's in it for me?
𝗕𝗃𝗄𝗃, Chento, we couldn't see or zoom your screen. I think it's because of many layouts. Please fix it. The please fix it does it for me though. That's what gets me. That's what. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a sip of water here.
We should see it push to the downside now.
Yeah, I agree. But the question is, now we're in with half the account, and I normally just full port these things under the understanding of go hard or go homeless.
I like that more than half our account, to be honest.
Yeah. Should we just enter the other half here and risk liquidating the account? Because we might see an initial stop hunt high. I think they might trick us and take out... Listen, there's a bit of excess liquidity here, right? So I would love to set a limit order around 65.3 for the remaining account. And if we immediately break down, we can always still DCA.
I think let's just leave it for now and see how the price action is.
Really?
Yeah.
We're in the green, but our account tends to disagree with that, to be honest.
A bit of a push to the downside, and then we go break even. And then if the open goes up, you know what we will do? We just put in the other half, you know? It's always better to be safer, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, we're going to pass it either way.
That's what you said yesterday evening as well, right? Then I put in the other half. Third back. You do it back.
10 minutes for market open.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic. Hello, Chento/King. Thanks for the expos. You're welcome, buddy. Oh, up $41. So, you don't want to limit order it at 65,450. You know. just gonna put it there anyways. $333 viewers, lucky 333. Hit the like button, guys. Come on, let's ramp this up. I have a feeling that this is gonna be a good stream, man. You know, I feel that people are learning, people are listening, people are actually reading the screen. Oh no, wait, that's a lie. But it's still gonna be a good stream, though.
Man.
And have you heard of 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗧? No. I don't know if it. I don't know why, but that strikes me as racist. You know? Have you heard of 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗧?
No.
It's,
what is that?
I don't know, but it sounds racist. Look at these 5-second candles, man. It's straight line accumulation. The market is definitely not giving up this level as of yet.
By the way, it's pushing up, but market is exhausted to the upside. It's really exhausted, guys.
Yeah, it looks to be. Genuinely looks to be. I'm short from 64.7. Should I hold or close, bro? Leg is 71k. Buddy, I don't know how much you're in with. I don't know how much that capital means to you. I don't know what you're risking. For me, there's zero way of giving a legitimate call to that. We both agree on that we're going to take this short. So your entry is not the greatest, but your entry is not bad either. But I cannot make that decision for you, man. It's one BTC. That still doesn't say anything to me, right? If you went to the bank and got a loan for that position, or if you have 10 million in the bank, it's... I don't know, you know? I genuinely can't say. But let's do something else. Type 1 in the chat if you're bullish, type 2 if you're bearish. And not because we're saying something trying to follow us, but I want to have a general overall opinion of what the public opinion is right now. So 1 if you're bullish, 2 if you're bearish. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. A lot of 2s, couple 1s. Interesting. Interesting. We're getting more boosts than we had on Friday in the stream now. Very interesting. Some 2s as well. 1 and 2s. Oh, those are the best, man. The 1 2s, you know. Still more 2s. Looks bullish, 68. Well, I think 68 is kinda hectic.
As long as you protect your capital, does not matter. 68, whatever it is, we just flow with the market, you know. It's all about risk management overall.
Exactly. It's always risk management. Listen, without risk management, there's no trading.
No, 100%. If you...
I made a post about it today on X for the people that haven't seen it. Go and check it out. It's definitely worth reading. About how you normally risk 3% of your portfolio maximum and how you actually build it. Also, we move stop loss to break even relatively fast.
100%.
And honestly, if I move my stop loss to break even, I even move it slightly.
To cover commission.
Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because in the end, you need to pay fees, right? And you don't want to bleed on fees either. So for me, yeah, 68k surely. Yeah, that's severely hectic anyways.
68?
Yeah.
Cheapest, buddy. That was last week target, to be honest. Max, I would see it go like worst case scenario 66,500, but I doubt it. We're just gonna go down. We have a push to the upside. All these ICT and smart money concept traders, they would agree. That's what they call it in the trading language. They have a, on the 15 minutes, they had a push to the upside, which they call it rally, base rally. That's the support and resistance. So they
do that again, but then now in normal people language. So people can actually follow it.
We had a push to the upside. It pulled back 50%. It consolidated, it pushed up. So what they expect is that it comes down to that base, which is the consolidation, and then push higher again. So we going against them, to be honest. I did the stats on this strategy. It worked 40% of the time.
Really? That's quite a decent. It's quite a decent statistic, to be honest.
It's crazy how everyone on the internet just sell the same stuff, different names.
Yeah. But in the end, there are certain things that just work, and there are certain things that don't work. And it doesn't matter how you vision it, it doesn't matter how you call it, doesn't matter how you see it, as long as you see it and you can find an agreement in it. Listen, I think that TA is overrated. I think risk management is underrated and TA is overrated. With the right
100%.
setup, you could just almost coin flip it. And this sounds super stupid, but I think you could almost get to the point where you just flip a coin every day. If you manage risk correctly, you do position sizing correctly, you can make money with it.
There is a very successful hedge fund manager in NYC. When COVID hit, he lost 600 million and he went in debt.
Really?
And for lack of risk management. His risk management was horrible.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what he gets, you know. It's all about risk management, guys. Anyone looking at any other pairs beside BTC, and please do not tell me shit coins. We don't trade shit coins.
No, exactly.
Any other pairs like gold? You guys looking at the Nasdaq, S&P, crude oil?
What are you guys looking at?
What if you open a long and a short, then close the one that was wrong?
Well, in theory, that works very well. In practice, it doesn't. You know how many people try a theory that is similar to that?
I would say it will work better if you have two different accounts. You don't do it in the same account, you know? It could work better. Some people say Nasdaq, some people say gold. You guys looking at gold? So gold overall is bearish. I'm looking for a move to the downside. The overall target to the downside is 39480 on gold.
50% of the account on breakout, so 3.8 Bitcoin. That's the size we shorted. Oh, we're making money. Up $400. We only need 9.6k more. But we should have.
Full port.
𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃.
Guys, if you missed out on the entry, it's fine. You can always get in on the pullback. It's never too late in the market. But you know what? Whoever is in this position took this position. You know what? Go break even. And what you do is see how market open. It push a bit higher. You can get a cheaper price.
$366 beautiful people here. Oh, look at how they buy it back right before opening. And the market is open. Let's see what we're doing. Euro is dumping. Oh, S&P opened positive. Nasdaq opening positive. And the Dow Jones opening positive as well. What a surprise. Everything pumps together with the dollar. You cannot make this up. I swear you can't make this up.
Is the dollar going up?
Yes. In a straight line, my friend. You cannot make this up. Nasdaq is flying. Look at that. Look at that. That's a $250 straight pump. Oh,
Jesus.
it's you can like I said, you can't make this up. Why do I not buy into this? I'm genuinely not believing in this pump. I want to add the other 50% and just short it.
That is so fake because DXY going up, PTC going up.
Yeah.
What is gold doing?
No, but so gold is going down, but it's buying back the candle. Look at the 5 minutes. Oil is going down. Dow Jones, Nasdaq, S&P, all straight lining, and the dollar as well. It's immaculate. Right now, welcome to the circus, guys. I cannot say anything else, but welcome to the circus. It's nothing more and nothing less. Oh, your alert is going off. What is it?
It activated the entry.
Nice. Entry. Should we add the other 50%?
65 to 25.
Should we enter the other 25%? Oh, there's a bit of a chart gap here. Oh, it's coming back. I'm coming home. I'm coming.
Yeah, man, it's a fake out. It's so
it
obvious.
Must be a fake out, to be honest. In my opinion, this must be a genuine fake out. If it isn't, it's a non-sustainable move. If this is not a fake out, it's a non-sustainable move. You know, it might be Michael Saylor again, who is gonna get filled way above ask. But also, Saylor cannot self-sustain the market at the highs. It's impossible for him to do it. Like, there's zero way that he can genuinely sustain this market. But the question, look at this 1 minute recovery. I'm contemplating closing this and just entering a couple $100 higher with full port.
I think let's just stick to it, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Let's just see, because to be
taking
honest,
advice from the king.
This market is just.
Look at that!
Look at that! That's what I like to see. Now what we can do is go break even.
Already, but bro, we barely made back the fees.
Yeah, okay.
Go break even on a breakout account. I'll just buy you a new one. Fuck it. Almost 400 beautiful people in here. Still, I think the like department is lacking, Yusuf. Or King Azuli. 160 likes, 400 people watching. That's a bad ratio. Listen, we're numbers guys, right?
No, it's not a good, guys. 400, geez, that's not even half.
Exactly.
Buying back up again. 5 minutes. 5 minutes close with a wick. That's a good sign, to be honest. Worst case scenario, we're going to 450.
Yeah, that's also where the DCA is for the second entry. Look at the buyback again.
Yeah, I don't like that.
DXY is good. S&P retraced. Nasdaq. Look at that candle on the Nasdaq. That's nasty. Dow Jones, I don't even want to talk about it. $65, $450. I'm not in yet. That's possible. Oh, Bitcoin is going for it again. Look at how easy they buy this up again. I think our 450 entry is going to get tagged. I think that they're trying to collect this liquidity here still. They're going to slightly overshoot what I think is going to happen today. But I might be wrong, right? I think they're going to go here, retrace, try again, and then they go from here. Because you see that the market is making a lot of second attempts. And the market just has the tendency to be a beach. I just hope that we have enough spare. Oh,
I had my stop loss at 400 and I told everyone in our circle to go break even.
that's good. That's good.
Because, you know, protecting your capital is the most important part. You can always get in again.
Yeah, we can always get in again. It's still climbing like a madman. Absolute madman. Hit the like, that's always good advice. Look at how it climbs. What is it liquidating? 20 million again, 60 million in the last 4 hours. So it's another 10 million that just got liquidated. Dow Jones is doubtful. S&P is pumping. Nasdaq is pumping. Dollar is slightly retracing. Gold is slightly retracing. Oil keeps dumping. Listen, this thing, it does it. It's almost back at the all-time high. Look, it's just the V-shaped recovery back to the all-time high. $68K is a lot of liquidity. Why not look there for shorts? Bro, $68K is a bit of an ask, huh? There's also a lot of liquidity at 48. Right? But I think 68K is 5% up, my friend. If it's not more. Oh, I don't know what happened there. So 68K is 4.1%, 4.2%. Under the same hypothesis, I must admit that 62.5 also has a lot of liquidity, right? If we're looking at 4 or 5% price ranges, there's a lot to be said about it.
Man, there's more liquidity to the downside, to be honest.
Yeah, people are aggressively longing. Every dump is being aggressively longed right now in the market. Do we just want to go in with the rest of the port? I think we do, right? I think we do. Because if it goes against us, it kills the valuation anyway. So we might as well just go all in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yalla yalla.
Let's do it. This 15 minutes candle. Let's see how it closes. If we close back up below,
Or look at Nasdaq, absolutely flying. Nasdaq is a bullet. S&P is a bullet.
Thomas gave them a long today on our Discord.
Really?
If you guys are in the Discord, you should be making money right now.
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 liquidated again. How did you get liquidated again? Like, what are you guys doing? It's a game of probabilities. Listen, I tend to one-shot these accounts anyway. So for me, if it's not in the first trade, I just get a new account. Until now, the two I done publicly both worked out pretty well. But because of the risk, maximum daily is 3K. If I have to wait till our entry that we had here. Oh, huh? Didn't it? Wait. Positions. Sell. Market. It didn't add. Short sell Bitcoin. Short sell. Okay. So now I have two different ones. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm looking at here. Wait, so now I have two different positions. That's okay. Okay.
Let's give it.
Yeah, I'm stupid. I entered Friday entries, did not stop at break even. Why? Listen, I think half of you guys are too fucking greedy. It's just genuinely that you guys are too damn greedy.
That's human nature, man.
Yeah, I know, but it's still, they're too greedy. Ooh, S&P looks to be retracing this first candle. 5 minutes till the 15-minute closes. Bitcoin looks to be holding, man. Imagine we pumped double the range that we should normally pump for the day, and it's not looking to give a fuck yet. Against all projections, 50 million liquidated. It's having pressure, man. There's almost no sell pressure. which that is the thing that amazes me the most right now. The lack of sell pressure.
Yeah, there is. I don't know. I think they're just playing with everyone's mind, building some fears for everyone that's in the short, and then they're just gonna dump it later on.
Yeah.
And that's the market cycle, to be honest.
The thing is, if it's not coming down here, I think we're gonna look for new highs, and we might as well. It's like this squeezing a tube of toothpaste, right? It's gonna run empty. We're gonna bottom, but then might as well keep squeezing it, and then I think we could see 70s again. Why? Because in 70s, everyone would think like, was the last leg indeed, and yada, yada, yada. And that's where they'll probably hit him. What?
Let's see if this 15 candle closed below 6.5.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand what I'm looking at the chart here.
Yeah, that's on 1 minute.
I know it's the 1 minute, but these gaps are a bit peculiar. Explain a 1K account at over 1K loss. So basically it's liquidated, right? 𝗕𝗏𝗄𝗃𝗍𝗍, you might be the most retarded person in the chat today. And I've noticed it now 3 or 4 times. It's a prop firm. So you buy the account for 1K. That's your risk. And you get a 100K account to trade with. Are you retard maxing by any chance? Like, it's out of genuine interest here.
What's our daily drawdown max limit?
3K.
3K. Okay.
Someone commented market pumping. Well, it's nice. So if anyone is blind, you can still have the chat read out to you and see the same thing as we see on the screen. Yeah, S&P is pumping. Look at it. Look, S&P is flying. Not gonna lie, Nasdaq is also flying. Flying the wrong way. Stiff competition for that title.
Come on, that's what I'm talking about. DXY going up.
Yeah, DXI is putting the work. Now I want to see Bitcoin actually react to what it should as well. It's oversensitive to any upside pressure from Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and S&P. But as of now, it's the last one to genuinely hold the level. Look at this 5 minute. Oh, Bitcoin's going higher with it. Immaculate. So now the rest is coming down as it should. It's having pressure to the downside as it should. And now Bitcoin decides that it doesn't.
I don't see it going more than 450, to be honest.
No, same. We're in full agreement here. Another 9 million liquidated, 71 in the last 4 hours.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's very, very decent. This should, in my opinion, be the top.
One more push, a little bit more
Bro,
push.
we decided to DCA in. We don't have room for another push. Then we hit the daily drawdown. Damn, Chento, we should drink some beers together. I think you would be funny when drunk. Ah, I might. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jason. Going through like hot butter? Yeah, it's actually... It's actually pushing. It's very much pushing.
Man, I don't like that 15 minutes closure.
No, same. It's a straight line up. What? What, a Zuli with a hat? You want a Zuli in a cowboy hat? Oh. So the cowboy is stepping in now. This is not looking great for our funded account here. But it's... Listen, guys, I'm pretty much convinced that this market is going to count down.
Down.
Yeah, especially because S&P took a bit of a hit there. Nasdaq took a bit of a hit. The dollar keeps on rising. The euro is falling. Oil is falling, which is interesting. Gold is doing F all. They're just, I think they're in denial.
Denial of what?
Of that they have to go to hell again. There's two legitimate options, right? Either Michael Saylor is again buying. Yes, we are in complete denial, but I'm telling you that this is gonna come down. Why? CoinGlass still shows higher amount of liquidations to the upside, but the amount of liquidations, bullshit, does not necessarily mean that we have to go into a certain direction, right? Because if that would be the case, we would be at 9K already, or even lower.
Mr. Michael Burry, let me ask you a question. When you say we're going down, in what perspective do you mean?
Like in general, like to hell to 48K.
So you're speaking just on BTC at the moment?
No, I think that, bro, you watched The Big Short with me yesterday. And you must agree that the whole market is currently giving so much Big Short vibes. Like where we are, what is happening in the world, how much people are denying it. The financial crisis is semi-invertible. It's just so heavily and insanely inflated that I don't know if they can even let it go right now. Because this crisis will make the 2007, 2008 look like an absolute fucking speed bump.
That sounds a little scary, Mr. Burry.
Bro, you were eventually right, but only after we went to 83. Bro, I shorted 82.4. Where do you want it to be right? Ooh, look at this recovery on NASDAQ, S&P. This market is not driven by any fundamentals right now. This is pure hopium, unicorn, tears and fairy dust. And that's not a good driver. You cannot have an economy that constantly keeps on going up. One of the statistics that people are not talking about. So Nvidia is currently valued at $5 trillion, right?
That's a lot.
That's a fuck ton times a fuck ton times a 2 fuck tons, you know? What is a trillion? A one with 12 zeros?
A lot of zeros.
Yeah. So 5 trillion. And they had a cash call and they needed to raise money for 20 billion. If you look at their evaluations...
Look, I'm not a quant, but those numbers don't add up.
Yeah, so Nvidia's turnover, right? Revenue 2012 to...
Now, a quant is a quantitative, by the way.
Yeah, a quantitative.
Speaking of a quantitative, our quantitative is back.
So Nvidia revenue was 215 billion revenue. So we're talking about an evaluation.
That looks good on you, man.
So we're talking about an evaluation of 20 times turnover. That, must I say it again? That's an evaluation of 20 times the turnover of the company. That is absolutely ridiculed. And these guys do not have the cash to do 10% of their own turnover.
BTC is not giving a shit. It's just going.
No, BTC is not giving a flying fuck.
And I don't like that.
Oh, look at these candles on the NASDAQ. Absolute jokery. These are 0.5% candles. And you know what is even worse? That on the candle downwards, so the 0.5% move down on the NASDAQ, Bitcoin didn't respond. Zero response.
Also on the DXY, it's not responding to the DXY. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's having a will on its own. So that tells one thing for sure. One, we're gonna get fucked on this evaluation on the daily limit. It's gonna take that because we're like $40 off, but that happens. But it's just the irrationality that we have battled all the way up to 82. It just got a fresh start.
I wouldn't touch.
Bro, we had bearish FOMC. We're having bearish economic numbers. We're having bearish economic factors. And the market does what the market does. Doesn't give a fuck.
I would not touch it right now, guys.
No, same. Yeah.
I would not touch it.
So with the fees, we reached the daily limit. Happens.
We'll pause it again.
Yeah, we'll do it. That must be custom made. If it's gonna dump now, I'm gonna be very, very, very mad. Where are we going, Chento? Still holding my short. Bro, if I would know, man. There's a high pro... You see that it's gonna come down now. Just for the fun of it. But this is some very erratic and irrational behavior. What is the daily move we have covered now? 4.5%, 5% maybe even.
It's way
check.
past the daily move.
3.7%.
So we're releasing an indicator soon that will tell you how much is most likely based on quant that it's gonna move for the day. And to be honest, what I'm seeing right now, it went way past
It's way
that.
extended.
It's overextended.
If this is gonna come true in terms of a drawing, I'm gonna be mad as well.
The move for the day is done. I think it's just gonna consolidate over there, and tomorrow it's just gonna dump.
Might be. It's already coming down now.
It depends on the 4 hour. If the 4 hour closes below the 64,800, then you know what, we might dump. Otherwise, it's just gonna mess around over there.
Bruh, 549. I know. On $16. We had a breach on $16. It better go higher than this, otherwise I'm gonna be genuinely pissed. Our Nasdaq is flying again. S&P is also going up. I think they're gonna push higher. I think they're gonna push higher.
If they're gonna push lower, the 4 hour need to close with a huge wick to the upside, which gonna cause the market to go up again to cover the wick. Which if you guys look on the 4 hour, you'll see there's a big wick to the upside, and that wick is most likely to get covered on the same day. It's a wick candle to the upside. It closed green, so it's most likely to get covered, which what we see on the 4 hour.
Bro, the 4 hour is mad.
Yeah, so market not looking good, to be honest. It's just a pullback. Overall,
You said 72% chance of down too, right? Yeah. So, it's a probability. And the odds were in down, it went up. Listen guys, if that thing always worked, I would be a billionaire and not sit here and listen to everyone's bullshit.
guys, by the way, we knew it's gonna go up in the morning. Remember, we were sitting
Yeah,
here.
yeah. We wanted to give the long. We missed it by I think $12.
Yeah, we
But
missed
again, it happens.
It's,
I don't care. This is what trading is. This is what trading does. The only thing I'm gonna be very salty is it comes down from here because we hit stop loss on $16. So if it's coming down from here, I'm gonna be very mad.
Look, man. To be honest, I don't care about these. If we lose a funded or two, we always pass them and
but
make
it's
money.
True, but it's annoying. If it's on $16, it's very fucking
What
annoying.
matters for me is that we protected the capital on
Yes.
the inner circle for our people, and they didn't lose any money. So for me, that's what matters. You know, where the big boys are not losing any money. These funded accounts, you can always buy another one and pass it and
I
make
think
money.
funded, especially for the people that are having. Listen, there's a sweet spot, right? If you're having less than, let's say, 10k capital to trade, having a funded account is a very good solution.
100%. You can get 5 of them,
Yes.
and there is, I would say, a 60% chance of you passing 2 of them, right? And then if you pass 2 of them, you hit 1-2 trades, and
Yes.
boom, you made your money back double.
Yes, very, very fair
It's-
and very easily. That's why we're going with breakout. If you want to get a breakout account as well, make sure to use the link in the description and use code Chento at checkout. Also, everything we do is still for free, right? So you guys check the link that is pinned here, and you can join us, man. Free community. It's a lot of fun. You can talk to 𝗕𝗃𝗄𝗃.
We got some new stuff coming for you guys on there, so yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Right now, look at this, man. Look at how they're artificially holding it again. Look at how the CVD is rising. So they dipped in CVD. Now they're just holding it here, waiting for the next leg. CVD is still up. Volume is not there. This is artificially made. I think Binance is doing a lot of the buying right now, and Binance is doing the dirty bidding. S&P looks to be slowly coming down again. Nasdaq as well. Dow Jones as well. So if the stock start to roll over, Bitcoin might come down, but for now there's a mind of its own. They're refusing to let go of it. They're not willing to give back anything. It's artificially inflated, it's artificially done, and it's very, very, very tricky. Chento, what's your liquidation price? Huh?
Man,
my liquidation price is $1 million. What a day to be alive, I swear. Can't make it up anyways. Midterm CPI Canada, everything is out. See, Bitcoin is still holding it here. Still holding it in the range, but S&P is holding as well. Nasdaq probably recovered that candle. Look at it, it's almost back at all-time high. Absolutely unreal. The dump that they had, they completely V-shape recovered it. This is absolutely V-shaping it, huh?
we targeting 31K on Nasdaq.
7% V-shape recovery. Shoo!
That's a nice recovery, to be honest. That's a nice.
It's not nice, it's unreal. It's genuinely unreal. It's almost scary, to be honest. For me, these moves are scary. It's an 8% recovery on one of the biggest asset classes in the world. Like, it's absolutely nothing. This thing is moving. Like, remember the meme coins 3 years ago? This thing moves like a meme coin. And everyone just keeps remaining in denial. What was your expected time frame? 2 to 3 days to get back to 62. Trading is sooner or later you get pissed off. Yeah, it's true. But yeah,
ETH is overextended. Someone is asking about ETH. ETH is also overextended. So guys, just stay out for today.
Any chance BTC could go to 66.4? Bro, from here on, BTC could do absolutely everything.
100%.
BTC could go to $1 million. Especially with the stocks and nothing responding to any negative news. And that is what intrigues me the most right now, right? So, Strait is closed again. Peace deal is off the table. We pumped on the basis of the peace deal. And the result is nothing. Strait of Hormuz apparently would be opened. We pump. Oh no, it's closed anyways. Okay, we'll ignore it. So it's very, very, very selective on what news it wants to absorb and what not. Michael Saylor threatens to buy again, and we just fly off to the upside. But it's fine. The market can remain irrational. It's
Michael Saylor, he needs a girlfriend to keep him busy. Must stop threatening, man.
Yeah, you should get your uncle on it or something. Close short, yes. I think the war on off back forth, people don't really care anymore. They do. And that's the weird thing. People do care as long as it's positive. So every time he says, oh, the war's off, we fly up. Listen, even if Iran would start bombing US, probably it won't go down because it makes the economy stronger. And you know what? More labor. We need to rebuild those buildings. But yeah, I think I've seen enough. I think we leave it at that. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I think from now it's just gonna start dumping.
Yeah.
I think it's overextended. It hit the 78 leg. There is no reason for it to go to the upside now.
I agree.
It's way overextended. 65.550. There's no way it's gonna go higher.
Yeah. So guys, we're in an agreement. It's irrational. It should come down. No clue why it hasn't. Stay safe. Where it's going from here, the probability says it goes down. If it doesn't, well, it can fuck off to oblivion. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit the like button on your way out.